Hi, my name is Emmanuel Quiros, and I will be presenting my policy data analysis presentation on the rising cost of college. Hello, and welcome to the study of the rise in the price of college education. We will implement respondents' views on the current costs and affordability of college, which will comprise of a short questionnaire with answers and responses, which will be used to evaluate the cost of college, and we will be presenting these findings to potentially revise policies on college funding to make college more affordable. The main policy issue is that of a lack of state funding for respective colleges and universities. It is critical that students' views on the cost of college is properly assessed in order to delegate to state governments the need to increase funding for colleges in order for college to become more affordable for students and to create more students and graduates in total. Georgia is looking at a $280 million cut to higher education funding for fiscal year 2022. The cut would primarily come from funds dedicated to teaching. These decreases in state funding would result in a higher cost for students. The goal of the policy solution of increasing state funding for colleges is that academic institutions would have a greater allocation of resources toward expenses such as professor pay, bureaucratic sales, and personnel, the result of which is lower tuition rates as well as a lower cost for necessities and amenities such as room and board, which in total would greatly decrease the cost of college and make educational pursuits more affordable. Outputs. In this table, respondents describe their ability to pay for college with 110 describing it as difficult, 3 tenths describing it as difficult, 3 tenths as neutral, 3 tenths as easy, and 0 as very easy, which would indicate that most respondents view college as expensive, while there being a generous spread in the view of college affordability. In this table, when asked if you agree to cut the current state funding, 100% of respondents voted in disagreement, displaying the mode as disagreeing to cut state funding, further indicating a consensus desire to at least maintain state funding for college. In this table, in terms of how well people thought states funded college, 7 out of 9 respondents voted inefficiently or neither inefficient or efficiently, indicating a lack of trust of college students toward the efficiency of college funding for college. In this table, when asked if if state funding for college should increase, 9 out of 10 or 90% of respondents voted in favor of increasing funding, further displaying the mode as a favor for increasing funding and further highlighting the need for state funding to increase to help students afford college. In this table, in terms of satisfaction level, people with in terms of college uh, displayed a mode of respondents that indicated that very unsatisfied was the most common answer, also displaying the need for college to become more affordable. In this table, in terms of dispersion, the study revealed that the percentage of college students covered by financial aid, scholarships from grants had standard deviation of 36%, meaning that most students place extra emphasis on using grants and loans as their form of financial aid, indicating that scholarships are the least of most popular and most widespread use of funding for college, with grants and loans being as the most commonly used methods of funding college. Also, the mode of the percentage of college costs covered by scholarship grants and loans was 0% for all three forms of funds. In this table, for those that attend college, the median of their most recent total cost of college was $10,000, and the mean was 14,776, with a standard deviation of $17,456, which is quite high, signaling a very spread out distribution. Also displaying the presence of outliers, which is depicted with the entry of a $50,000 cost of college. In this output, a correlation matrix is displayed in which the correlation of the data summary, what percent of your college costs are covered by financial aid in the form of these funds, entails that there is a nearly perfect and very strong positive relationship between variable scholarship and grants and between variables scholarships and loans, as well as a perfect relationship between grants and loans. These mean that most students who take grants to fund for college also take loans, as well as that most students who use scholarships also take grants and loans. In this chart, the ability to pay for college shows a spread out distribution of varying responses of difficulty level for students to pay for college. This chart depicts the level of agreement of all students who do not desire for states to cut funding for college. In this chart, most respondents believe that state funds college efficiently or neither efficiently or inefficiently, indicating that it could do with changing policies to increase coverage of college costs for students. Here, 90% of respondents stated that state funding for college should increase, displaying that there is a general consensus among students for states to increase funding. Although this graph is generally spread out, there is still a majority of students who believe that student satisfaction of current financial aid programs are either neutral or unsatisfied. Although all metrics were meticulously gathered, the limitation present is the size of the sample population. Ideas for future improvement would be to gather at least a few hundred samples of individuals through either databases or survey distribution upon a large randomized group of individuals. The feedback that was the feedback that was most helpful was from my instructor, who directed that I needed to clarify my interpretations through the implementation of actual findings to further express the discoveries of the study. The resulting benefit of the study is that there's a general consensus amongst college students that college is not yet reliably affordable, in the metric of at least 99% for college students. This study also depicted that college students do not believe state funding should be cut. In fact, it was unanimous. In conclusion, once the absence of critical state funding is accounted for and new policies are made to increase state funding for college, as well as renovation of current financial aid programs, then our goal of making college reliably affordable will be achieved.